Hello, this is PoinTrippers. In the previous video, you saw the first day of my husband and child's trip to Egypt. Now, I'd like to take a brief moment to talk a bit more about credit cards. The reason I'm doing this is to provide information to those of you in the US on how you can travel for free, and I thought it would be helpful to explain things in more detail. For those of you in other countries, as I mentioned earlier, I hope that the card industry becomes more flexible, like it is in the US. Of course, each country has its own regulations or restrictions regarding credit cards, but from what I've seen, some countries offer far fewer benefits to cardholders compared to the US. So, just think of this as an example of how things work in the US, and I hope you find it helpful. The key to free travel is credit card points. Over the past 5 years, credit card points have covered about 70 to 80% of our family's travel expenses. Credit card points can be earned through cards linked to airlines, hotels, etc. But for regular people, earning points through regular spending isn't really a feasible way to get free travel. For example, with my favorite Amex Hilton card, you get 3 points for every dollar spent, and sometimes as many as 12 points. Even with the typical 4 points per dollar, you'd need to spend over $10,000 to earn just 40,000 points. For the 60,000 points we needed for a 2-night stay at the Ramses Hilton Hotel, that wasn't even enough. With just 60,000 points, we wouldn't be able to afford a family vacation anywhere else either. To stay at a decent hotel using points, you'd need to spend over $100,000 a year. And it's not just hotels. You also need to book flights and sometimes rent a car. This doesn't align with the spirit of free travel. So what's the solution? The solution is sign-up bonuses, as well as using various promotions. As I mentioned earlier, I spent 80,000 American Express membership rewards points on a round-trip flight with Egypt Air. That was actually quite a bit of points. Let's take a look at the American Express website together. It looks like if you sign up for this card now, you'll get 75,000 points. But depending on the link you use, it can be up to 90,000 points, or even more. So, if you're going to sign up for a card, you should aim to do so when they're offering at least 90,000 points. Of course, there are requirements to receive the bonus points. You'll typically need to spend $3,000 to $6,000 within 6 months. Honestly, with 3 of us eating and sleeping, it's not hard to hit that target. However, I tend to apply for cards when I know there will be large expenses coming up. Otherwise, I risk accumulating credit card debt, which would make those hard-earned points worthless if I have to pay interest. The rest of the points can be earned through various promotions. The Gold card is a charge card, which means you have to pay off the balance within the same month. But if you opt for the pay over time option, you can pay in installments and be charged interest. Amex sometimes offers 20,000 points just for signing up for this feature. Also, by adding a family member to your account, you can earn anywhere from 10,000 to 40,000 points, and you can earn 40,000 points for referring a friend. You can even refer a family member or spouse. There are also offers where you can earn 40,000 points for keeping the card for a year without canceling it when the annual fee is charged. Besides the Gold card, I also have another Amex card with no annual fee. In the past, I was offered 40,000 points for upgrading to a card with a $95 annual fee, so I accepted the offer. Of course, 40,000 points are worth much more than the $95 fee. With those points, you can book a one-way flight for a long-haul trip. There's also the Green card, which offers 40,000 points. I couldn't apply for the Platinum card because of its high annual fee, but it offers 150,000 to 200,000 points in some cases. With all these options, it's not difficult to accumulate points. Of course, you can also earn points just by using the card for everyday expenses. If your spouse also applies for a card and earns points, your household can double your points. course, there's an annual fee. When I first got the Amex Gold, the fee was $250, but now it's gone up to $325. Personally, I think it's worth paying that fee. To put it simply, by paying $250, I got 2 round-trip tickets to Egypt. Last year, our family went to Italy, and we used points from the Gold Card to book round-trip tickets. Considering that, I definitely came out ahead. Also, Amex often runs promotions where you get points in exchange for paying the annual fee. The card also comes with benefits that add up to about $325 a year. For example, you get a $10 monthly dining credit at select restaurants, plus $50 dining credits twice per year through Resi. That's another $100 right there. You also receive $10 in Uber Cash every month, and $7 back when you use the card at Dunkin'. On top of that, Amex regularly offers extra discounts through their Amex Offers page. Sometimes they even cover streaming service fees, depending on the promotion. Still, if the $325 annual fee feels too high, one option is to keep the card for the first year, then downgrade to a card with a lower, or even no, annual fee after that. American Express membership rewards points can be transferred to 18 different airlines and 3 hotel partners. With Hilton in particular, Amex points transfer at a 1-to-2 transfer ratio. Earlier, I showed you how we booked an Egypt Air flight using Air Canada's site. That's an example of why it's important to think beyond the obvious. Traveling to Seoul, Amex isn't partnered with Korean Air or Asiana, but there are still ways to book those airlines. Let me show you something on the Alaska Airlines website. You can book a Korean Air flight from Seoul to San Francisco for just 37,500 Alaska miles. Now, Amex isn't a partner of Alaska Airlines, but it is a partner of Hawaiian Airlines. And recently, Alaska and Hawaiian merged, meaning you can freely transfer miles between the two. So you could transfer Amex points to Hawaiian, then to Alaska, and finally book a Korean Air flight via the Alaska site. If you book directly on Korean Air's site, you'd need 35,000 miles plus $284 in taxes. But on Alaska, it's 37,500 miles, with only $18 in fees. Big difference. You can also use Virgin Atlantic to book Korean Air, though it can be a bit tricky, or use Air Canada to book Asiana. And it's not just Amex. Chase, Citi, and Capital One all have their own airline and hotel partners, and offer similar transfer options. Sometimes Amex runs transfer bonuses. Recently, they offered 30% more points when you transferred to British Airways, Iberia, or Aer Lingus. Our family hasn't visited Spain yet, but look at this. Iberia offers round-trip flights between Washington and Madrid for just 34,000 miles per person. With the 30% transfer bonus, you'd only need 26,154 American Express points per person. For a family of 3, that's under 80,000 points total, pretty manageable. Generally, flights from the US to Europe offer better redemption value than destinations like Egypt. We used 80,000 points for 1 ticket to Egypt. The same amount gets you 3 tickets to Madrid. You can even book business class this way, usually for about 1.5 to 2 times the points of economy. But for our family, we prefer to stretch our points further by flying economy and saving the rest for another trip. With a little research and strategy, you can find smart ways to use points for nearly any destination. There are also co-branded airline credit cards. United, American, and Delta all offer cards. But so do Korean Air, Air France, and British Airways. Many of these cards offer between 40,000 and 100,000 miles as a sign-up bonus, depending on the promotion. Now, just to keep things balanced, let's talk about the downside. This whole point system works because many people carry debt and pay interest. Credit card companies offer massive point bonuses because they make money from interest payments. It's kind of a pyramid. People at the bottom pay interest, so people at the top get the perks. Our family also struggled with credit card debt at one point, so we like to joke that we've earned our perks. We probably paid a few Amex employee salaries with our past interest payments. U.S. credit cards have a revolving structure, meaning you can carry a balance indefinitely if you pay the minimum. But the interest rates are brutal. To really get free travel, you have to pay off your statement in full every month. If not, your free points aren't free at all. Still, life happens, and sometimes we can't control our finances. But the golden rule remains: don't go into credit card debt. If you think you might, don't chase points. Get a personal loan or find another option. I'll share more tips later on how to manage your card balances and avoid paying interest. Next time, I'll talk about hotel cards, including the Expedia card that helped us save on this very trip. Thanks for watching. We're PoinTrippers.